Yellow. Just put that right there, I guess. It's time for coffee. I'm a little late today, so hello, Mommy's Basement Gang. How are you? Hello. I've rearranged my space a little bit. The more I stage this little tiny house, the simpler it gets, the less furniture I have, the lower it gets. My bed is again on the floor where I prefer it and have for many years. The mattress I was using, too soft, very, very comfortable, but too soft. Cheers to you. That's actually my second cup. Let's see if I can get this. Hi guys, I can't see the chat just yet. Let me open it up in here so that I can read it. Yay, here we are. Uh-oh. Hello everyone. How are you? Manu, Amy. We're on the way to the dentist. Yeah, good luck with that. I should come down and use. You go to a California dentist, probably though, huh? All right, I can see the chat now. Play. There we go. There we go. You go in Vegas. Who do you use? So I had my dental work done. And toasty. I had dental work done and they did a really good job as far as I could tell. The next day I went back because the sutures were tearing up my inside of my mouth really bad. And my dentist wasn't there. And they refused to let me see another dentist. They gave me some assistant woman. And she said she was talking to the dentist on the phone, and he said to cut the sutures shorter. What do you think happens when you cut the sutures shorter? That's right. They come undone. You're exactly right. They come undone. Boopy 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 boop 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 boopy 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 boop da 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 do 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 do. Ah ha 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 ha. And I also couldn't get my prescription filled without forking over the cash for it. My insurance is supposed to handle it, and the pharmacist was like, "Hello, everybody. How are you?" Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Yes. I don't have it on subscriber only mode, so just mods, just chill. Someone asked me why what? If you're asking why I'm smoking weed, it's because I fucking want to. You got a problem with that? Fuck off. It's because I fucking want to, and because I don't take pain meds. I can't tolerate the pain meds, and I'd rather not be in pain. Hold on, y'all. I forgot one adjustment. We're gonna do I'm not a hippie. I'm not a hippie. I'm more like a pioneer woman or something like that. Let me do this. We're going to go ahead and do the subscriber only mode. And for those of you who hang out and wait in order to be in the chat, thank you. We do have rules in the chat. You know, there's a lot of things that you're going to want to try to say that aren't going to go through in the chat. Born in the year of the dog. That's me. I was born in the year of the Doog. The Doge. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Smock is wild, bro. So anyway, thank you guys who have subscribed to the channel. And you can, yeah, that feels a little better, huh? You can wait it out like everybody else. Let me see. There we go. Mixed with tobacco, no tobacco. Joe's Secret Garden. Hello, honey. How are you, Mr. 420? Wee. It was everything I could do just to put my hair up last night. I took 3 sleep edibles with CBN, CBD, and THC. And I don't know that they really helped me sleep better. I don't know. Maybe they did. I dress in layers because it's like it's been so cold here. I mean, it might not get over 50 in the daytime. Where am I? Like, where am I? Do I live in Alaska? Do I look like Alaska to you? No. No, not Alaska. You like my setup? Thank you, honey. This is my oracle setup. So if anybody needs any kind of reading today, thank you very much for acknowledging my beautiful throne. I will show it to you. Hello. Oh boy. 안녕하세요. Is that right? This is my Green Man throne. This is Green Man. These are the lions. Yes, this is a very, very old antique chair. This chair was in my grandmother's house my whole entire childhood. And when she died, it ended up in pieces in my mother's garage. So I took it and refurbished it a little bit. I did fix the arm that broke yesterday. It's a chair that's made like a puzzle. The different pieces all have to be assembled. And of course, when it was new, they were, I don't know how they were held together with glue or whatever they were. But over the years, it's just kind of fallen apart. So I'm regularly having to fix it and glue it and do different things. And one day, maybe, would actually like to have it actually refurbished. I'm a little bit not wanting to hand it over to anyone. Not only just to fix it, but also, you know, if I give this chair to someone, you know they're going to try to reproduce it, right? No nails or screws. So it does have some wooden dowels here and there. Like here in the arm, there's a wooden dowel that sticks up into a hole. I guess that's not really a dowel. It's just a whatever this is. You like my wardrobe? Thank you, my darling. I really do appreciate it. And I can put on my beautiful energy harvesting necklace because I can harvest energy too. Not just the archons. I can harvest my own energy. Yeah, and so it has a turn spindle under here that goes from front to back, and this side is missing down here underneath for stability. This turn spindle right here, there's not a matching one over here. But it is from the like 1820s or 30s. So it's a couple hundred years old now. And it is just beautiful. The paint on it, for sure, has lead in it, but it's not chipping off or anything like that. You know, I actually thought about that yesterday. I thought about that. Um, Working on it with just a live going. I'll do that next time I do some work on it. Because what I'd like to do is take all the places where I have glue gunned it to death and turn all of that with like gold like they do in Japan. I can't remember. Mr. Tokyo, what's it called when you fix things in Japan? The Japanese art of fixing broken things with gold. Pottery. Oh my god, that's so good. All right. Edwin. Gaelic Irish language, not very phonetic as you see it spelt. Okay, so that's Gaelic. Padre Gomaden. Padre Gomagen. Maiden. Padre Gomaden. Maden. Padre Gomaden. Padre. Padre Gomaden. Edwin, because I was trying to just read your name because I'm dyslexic, so it was like, does that say Edwin or Edwin? Ah. Is it Edwin or Edwin? That's why I wasn't moaning. I was trying to figure the fuck out what that even means. Godfather. Godfather's here, bitches. Watch out. Hi. Why are you? Hi. How are you? D is silent. Paramagomadiana. Pad para paraig. Paraigo Madain. Paraigo Madain. Is that it? Paraigo Madain. Edwin, this is just how I always am. Godfather, what's wrong with Edwin? You know how when you're hanging out with someone, they just try to keep like drawing attention to you and pointing at you, and you're baked as fuck. You're those are people I don't like to hang out with. Mind your own fucking business. What's up, Stickler? Oh. Huh, time for stretch, everybody! Time to stretch! Do you remember the songs we were working on yesterday? The lyrics? Fuck off, bitch! Fuck off, bitch! Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, bitch! You're an asshole! You're an asshole! You're an asshole! That was one of my favorites we made up yesterday. I got up a little while ago, but when I get up, I have shit I've got to do. So I have to act like I just got up. I'm on my second coffee. And it's not totally full, it's just a very big mug. A 30-year virgin. Edwin. Edwin. You guys have to understand, and I looked last night at the demographics, we're 80% American men in their primes. So 20 to 65 and up. Actually, there's a little dip from 55 to 65, and then 65 to 70, it takes off again. So men my own age aren't all that interested. Back at ya. If you have a red Corvette convertible and drive around listening to Styx really loud, you're a douchebag. Half the guys leave. If that's you, you're a stereotype. I'm sorry. Hey, 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 yeah. Thank you, honey. Thank you guys so much. Remind me where you all are. I know Godfather's in Georgia. 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 I look about 41. Oh, interesting. See, you need to just not focus on me. This isn't an interview, okay? This is just a live stream. Manchester, England. Manchester, darling. Is that how you say it? Am I saying it correctly? Manchester. I am from Manchester. Cheshire. 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 Yes, sir, I'm from Cheshire, sir. Are you from Cheshire? Yes, sir, I'm from Cheshire, sir. You can think of a good Styx song? Wow, that's amazing. I don't like Styx. No. What it is that when it comes to the male voice, I prefer a deeper male voice. If I want to hear a little man voice like that, I'll go listen to a children's choir or women. You know, like same thing with country. I'm thank you, Steve Klug. Now, are you Frank? Or is that a different one? Are you just Steve Klug, whatever that means? You're Frank, right? With your dog and you go do brekkie and isn't that you? I don't know. So yeah. I don't know what I was just saying, whatever. Shadow is trying oh so hard to lay on my bed. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this supplement right now. If you don't know whether or not you're a methylator, try this. And if you aren't a methylator, you get a lot of energy. You're a sniper? I'm a sniper too. Weird. Weird. I'm a sniper too. I'll wear diapers and lay in the bugs. Just waiting for my shot. Now I won't itch my asshole if it itches and I'll hold a turn forever, yeah. Wow! Wow! Anyway, I've got a lot of stuff I'm supposed to be doing. And I do get it done, right? Because when I go back through my list, I do check things off. Let's see, what are we supposed to be doing today? Oh, so baby steps. Jao Hajo. Thank you. Jao Hajo. Jao Jao. Oh, I came up with a new word, you guys. A situation. Yeah, situation. A situation. What am I supposed to be doing today? I'm supposed to be what? You know what our real jobs are? I'll go ahead and put that in there. Thank you. Jiao Wahoo Joe. Joe Joe. Jiao Joe. Anyway. All of our real jobs is marketing and PR, isn't it? Always. No matter what you want to do, if nobody knows you do it, you're not doing it. Unless you do it without other people. So for me, it's all about marketing and PR. You're a degenerate. I'm a degenerate. Next time you have a decision and you don't quite know what to do the monkey dilemma call. It goes like this. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then you'll get the answer. Just whoop. All right, what am I supposed to be doing today? Okay, let's see. This is actually a couple weeks ago. This is last week. I don't think I put this week in my life yet. But I did back here last week. I said I want a Keurig and a printer. And I got a little $12 Keurig at the thrift store. Was it 12? It was even less because I went on Wednesday, which is 25% off for seniors. And in some places, I'm a senior. So I did get the tires mostly fixed on my car. I've got to go back and what's this? The camber is off. Both my tires are pointing out a bit. Excuse me. So I've got to get that tipped back in. The toe is this way. I guess it could be toe. No, because then the inside would be wearing too. Maybe they're toe in. I don't know. Whatever Subaru did the last time, and you guys were on the live stream with me when I'm like, they fucked up my car like immediately when I got it back, and they're like, bring it back in for no, I'm not doing that. I already did that. You all don't know what you're talking about, so I'm not going to start paying you to do it. They purposefully ran out my warranty by saying, we don't know, we can't figure it out, we don't know what it is. And then it's like, oh, it's a recall, a well-known recall. So you did know what it was all along because you saw this problem all the time. Okay. So, all right. Now, what am I supposed to be doing? See, this is my book. And I use the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People framework for planning. I have books of these from over the years, many, many of these that I've saved. And I'll look back, flip through them, and totally be like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that, darling. Oh my God. All right, so do you like the word that I made up? Situation? Camber points in or out. Toe folds in or out. So they're like a little bit out. They're both my front tires are wearing on the outside edges too much. My brand new beautiful Pirellis just got chewed up in like 5,000 miles, 10,000 miles. Because you can't trust nobody to do their job right. They put you in a situation because they don't know what they're doing. So Corey did turn 22. And I know on May 8th, I was like, happy birthday, Shadow. I'm an idiot because your birthday is until May. May. So Trinity, Shadow, and Corey all turned a year more. So my toe, what do they call it when the outside edges are wearing? Isn't that called a camel toe? All right. So we've got, well, really all I need to do, I do wish I had a printer because I would get more done. I'm old school. I want to print it off, fold it up, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and mail that shit. Go walk, Roscoe. Oh, you got a doggy. I forgot. Physics are my favorite. Moose knuckle, not a camel toe. Got it. So I'll go to the mechanic and say, my front tires have a moose knuckle, and they'll know what I'm talking about. Thanks, Maxell. Appreciate your advice. So it kind of does look like everything's pretty much done that I have to do, other than some tidying up on some of these aspects. I've been doing some more remote viewing practice, and I'm learning. See, there's what I'm learning is there's different ways people are trained. And the way I was trained was to see a very tight little zoom and focus on the spots. And so when I get a target number and I do the target number, I'm very zoomed in. And I need to zoom out so I can see more of the thing. Because let's say I'm looking at the whole thing, but I'm only able to identify like one little spot of it. It's not going to seem like a hit. I've got to pull way back. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I thought you were dead. Get off my live stream now. Get off my live stream now. Where were you? I'm glad to see you, but I'm kind of mad. Where were you? What happened to you? How's your dad? My dad died. Where have you been? What the fuck? Tropical Island? Jail? What's happening? Fill us in, Mr. Gilly. God! You're in so much trouble. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. I really thought you lost your dad. I wasn't hoping that's why you were gone, but I kind of figured. Hi, Nick. Oh, my God. And Chaz. Oh, shit. When? Was this like last? I mean, like, I'm going to say sometime in the summer? I mean, has it been that long? I do need, there's others like me here on this planet, and we actually have what's called, and we know it, it's called wrong planet syndrome. We all know that we're different. Carlos, thank you. 8 months ago, that's what I thought. Oh my God, you are just... I'm really sorry. I'm glad to see you back. Don't do that again. We need numbers, guys. We need numbers, so at least we can call and just check up on us. Give Godfather your number, or somebody your number, or something somehow, somewhere. Give me your whatever, because that was unacceptable. I'm really sorry that you went through that, and I'm glad you're okay. But that was literally some bullshit, bro. And I'm telling you that for real. That was bullshit, Brian Kelly. My dad also died. 7. Or 3. Here's the thing. I tend to, I'll do this thing whenever there's a decoy. Not whenever there's a decoy. I'm learning about my strengths based on how other people have been trained and tested too. You still have your mom. Mine 2 years ago. I miss him very much. I'm sorry for your loss as well. I appreciate that. My dad and I were not together like you and your dad. Once my father passed, first of all, he came to me before I was told he passed. He came to me the night before, and then the next morning, my aunt, whoever the fuck he was married to, said he just died at XYZ time AM in the morning. He came to me the night before. Um, and he was his younger self, and he was like 10 feet tall. There have been a couple of people who came to me in their huge angelic forms, and that's amazing that he's one of them. I'm very happy I got to do that. Yeah, see, that's the thing, babe. My father's passing was interesting and poignant, but was nothing like that, what you are going through. um, so after he came to me a couple days later, what I've learned is they have about 3 days, or on the third day, they do a bunch of communications before they go do their thing, go like recycle. Um, he downloaded for like 16 straight hours things I did not know, things that helped me understand the bigger picture, because I could only see it, my relationship with him and my life from my own perspective. And he came and downloaded all this shit to me that helped me to align and clarify with a larger truth. It's not that what I was thinking wasn't true, it's that I didn't have the background for why and how it was that way. And it really actually did help. And then he gave me an energetic gift, as many of my guides, and not everybody that I didn't really think about anybody being my guide, but not everybody who I kind of would think would be my guide is my guide. And people who came in as my spiritual family are people I never would have expected. So my children are doing okay. Corey has been going through a really hard time after coming back from Penn State, and then he had a couple of jobs that didn't work out, if you were here for all that drama. And he just needed to focus on his own thing, and he did. His Minecraft game on YouTube went from just being a Minecraft game on YouTube with 300,000 subscribers to Minecraft invited him onto their server because he grew so big and was so popular. So now he's growing his Minecraft server following, and that's going just fine. Your dad and guides wanted to make sure you would understand the download. Yes. So I got perspectives on things. Like, it helped to solve some mysteries on things. And my father's sister had come and given me a download, which was odd. She gave me an energetic gift, actually, several years ago, and I just took it at face value. But then with him came the understanding of why she gave me that gift. It was actually attached to an exchange between the two of us I'd forgotten all about. And she came and gave me that energetic gift to correct the karma that she created by doing what she did in that moment. She lived her life feeling very guilty about that moment, and I forgot all about it. However, it did change the trajectory of how I interact with people socially. And I forgot all about that. And so understanding why and what she did to come and correct that karma with me through that energetic gift helped me change moving forward how I interact in that way. Basically, she traumatized me and I changed the way I behave with people. And she came and fixed it. She was like, "It was not you. You're amazing the way you are. It was me. I'm sorry. I felt guilty about it. I should have just come to you and cleared the air. I didn't. And now I'm dead. And I want you to have this to fix the thing," right? That I am whatever. I mean, I could go really deeper. That's a whole other fucking video. Yeah, Dolores Cannon. Yeah. Yes. Your presence is needed in this world. And it's really important, I think. Okay, I've studied Gnosis. And Gnosis means knowledge, but it's really know thyself. And what it is know thy avatar here. Know thy monad, know thy observer of thyself. Yourself is you, your avatar, your personality, your body, and all this stuff, and your monad is your higher, broader observer self. So to truly allow your observer self, your monad, to really observe and know you, your avatar that you are, my avatar that I am. That's gnosis. And to understand that we are pretty much born and that's who we are. And then we go through the world and childhood and all this stuff and it kind of muddies the waters, or it supports who we are. Many people have parents and people around them who support who they truly are. And that's what I try to be with people and myself and my children. I want my children to feel very supported in who they actually are as people, so that they have less to dig out of when they're older and they're like, you know what, I'm just going to be myself. But sometimes it's not really a choice. You guys tell me if you agree or not. I think, I don't know about for men, but especially I think for women, we begin our lives not hormonal. And then we go through this whole female hormonal thing. And then we go back to who we are again without all the hormones. We're a different person with hormones. Who we are in the beginning and end of our lives matches, I think, more closely, right? When you, as a woman, when I have gone through this whole thing, there have been, there's ages and stages, and those things are real. Those things are very, very real. And probably for men too, we see men soften into older ages. They have less testosterone, they soften, they cry a lot more. I'm sorry to laugh, but it's kind of funny. Um, you have to sometimes wait to get to an age and a stage for it to just naturally be easy for you to be a certain way. Brian says, it's rough, but I had to learn that my best comes out in the worst times for others. If that makes sense to you, it absolutely does. So it's just like when you go to a gym, if you just sit there and look at the weights, nothing happens. You have to actually lift weights and create resistance to grow muscle. In life, you're never going to grow your spiritual muscle, your emotional IQ, and all that stuff unless you actually have resistance. And for you, you do best like a personal trainer. You like to help others do that heavy lifting and that work. Hello, Wilson. How are you? I don't have anything to eat. It's all in there. I still don't have a butler. I'm working on it. I think I deserve an AI butler, don't you? I didn't take my dogs out to Doo-Doo Brown yet, though. I took them out to Whizzle and Nizzle, but not to Doo-Doo Brown. Well, Brian, there are a lot of people who aren't on right now who will be very extremely relieved to see your name pop up in future live streams. I won't be mad at you, but I'm really, really don't ever do that again. For real, bro. Don't do that again. It is not fair, honestly, for people just to fucking disappear. We're all left here scared and wondering. Oh my God. Carlos, thank you so much. Glass pane that says only break during rough times. So here's my question to you. So I'm just going to preface it by saying, you know how the Sixth Sense, all the dead people started going to the kid because he could see them. He's like, I see dead people. For me, all the stupid people come to me because I see them. I'm like, I see dumb people. Right? So I want to stop seeing so many dumb people, which means I literally have to shift my focus. maybe out this way just a little or back this way just a little, where the dumb people don't exist in my vision, in my focus. And I'm wondering if we don't create that scenario. Obviously, if you work in charitable environments and outreach environments, that's where you're going to see and be. But sometimes I believe we need a break from that. Sometimes I think we reach out and try to help other people or fix the world to, it's easier to help and to do it together. When we do it for ourselves, we have no help. We're not doing it together. We've got to do it for ourselves. We're all subjective about it. It's easier to be objective and help someone who's stuck in subjectivity to get their thing done, but then we don't have anyone really to help us do that. That's a very female experience of the world, I think, too, not just a male experience. Errol Flynn's here, guys. The issue with your car would be negative or positive caster, camber, or toe. Caster and camber. Negative, positive, cat. It's going out like this. Wee, wee. So the outside edges of my front tires are wearing. The passenger side more so. It's like they just loosened everything in the front end up. Motherfuckers. You know what? This is my new strategy. I've got to find the very best service department, whatever kind of vehicle it is, probably Toyota. I think most mechanics will tell you Toyota is the best made, fewest problems. And buy whatever that is, probably Toyota. I don't know. I don't even want a Toyota, but I just want the car where I'm going to get really quality service. Otherwise, hi, Godfather. Godfather, did you see that Brian's here? Yeah, you did. He came in before you went and walked Rocco. Negative camber. Okay, good. Can I fix it myself? Can I just wrench something in there? Is there just something I can go? So now that I've got these two tires on the rims, I need to go get that fixed. And then I'm gone. My little trailer here, I got it down to the point where if I don't have walls and a ceiling, everything in it can just lay down and be covered. And when I get where I'm going, I can just pop it up. I won't have walls and a ceiling though. I did realize something very interesting. So I don't have to build and frame walls. Yeah, ASAP for real. And it's an all-wheel drive too, so it makes all kinds of weird vibrations and noises they were supposed to fix, and they didn't. They made them worse. You know that bed box springs are very solidly well constructed? So I could literally take and mount bed box springs all the way around this thing. Cover the inside with walls, like so I can hang my artwork and have walls. Cover the outside with aluminum siding and put like insulation in between, which is usually about 8 or 12 inches. A box spring is what, 8 inches? Yeah, I did find the place I went to before we went on our little Las Vegas excursion. There's a place here called Felix's. Yeah, Felix Automotive. So, nice reproduction. I would be suspect that you may have broken belts. Can I ask about the lion behind you? Did you choose that for a reason? This is not well, it's a litho. It's a signed litho, so it's an original reproduction. It's original litho, signed and dated and numbered. And this was a gift. Speaking of artwork, no belts were broken. Um, I'm considering taking the Antonio Proa Dolly paintings to either the Dolly Museum in Tampa and letting them hang there, or maybe there's like a Mexican American Museum of Art or something because he's a famous Mexican artist, and that could be here, and just have them hang it and insure it instead of having them here. I would like to do that. I actually really am still trying to just form a trust. Lions in dreams. I mean, it's really up. Listen, dream interpretation is up to you. If you're dreaming about lions, you need to ask yourself why you dream about lions. But lions are archons or iconic type of creatures, and regal and royal and powerful and all of this stuff in dreams. And so you ask yourself that. Still belts in your tire, so you have still belts in your tire. Oh, like the radials? Oh, interesting. Interesting. I've not heard of that. So they're not even really holding shape very well. There's just one. The other one is used. One of them is brand new. The rear tires look good. One of the front tires is brand new. One of the front tires is worn, and I had them flip it so the good tread was on the outside until I can get back in there, get the right tire, and then have that camel toe adjusted. So I love artwork, right? I'll show you the other artwork I have here, that's important to me and not hung, and I'll tell you the stories behind them. Oh my god! Oh my god! So here's one that I like to hang on this wall, and this one. So this one here, you guys, I don't know if this is it literally looks exactly like the one my grandmother had hanging in her house over her sofa. This is where this chair came from, and she had one of these. To me as a little girl, it looked humongous, more like that size. But I don't know if it was or not. But this is like the exact frame, almost looking. I really need to find pictures and see if this is the exact frame. Come to think of it, I think the frame she had it in was actually curved, not beveled. So this is a Rembrandt. And like I said, she had it hanging in her house. So when I saw it at the thrift store, I was like, that is mine. So this is a French lieutenant outfit or hat, is my understanding. And that's what I thought it was my whole life. But then I learned that this is actually believed to be Rembrandt's drunk brother. He had just a illusory drunk brother that sat for this photo or this painting. So that is possibly who that really is. Um, this one here has writing on the back of it. It says from Philia Anthony Gabriel St. George Orthodox Church, Oak Park, Illinois, May 1975, is what it says on the back, right? It's just written in pencil. But look at, hold on, this is slipping out. Look at that. It's got this cool frosted glass and frame, but look at how cool that is. Now, I'm going to guess maybe this is like Ethiopian art or something like that. Okay? Look at what color Mary and Jesus are. That's not why I bought it. After I realized what it was and where it was from, I realized they're black, and they have black features, black hair, and they're black. And this is, I'm guessing, Ethiopian, because Ethiopians have all the OG knowledge. So there's that. And let me show you these others back here that I love. Okay. So this one, see this wall? This wall will be the wall in the tiny house trailer here pretty soon. So there's just this one and that one. Both of those are like from Ross or TJ Maxx or something. But this one is actually from an antique store in Joshua Tree, I think. And it is actually signed and dated somewhere. It's obscured under the mat. I guess they signed and dated the mat, which is, I think it's just the down there. It should have been the actual piece of artwork here. I can't remember who the artist was, but she's a dancing gypsy. And I was like, that's me. What else? This desk, probably, this thing opens up. It's got two big, beautiful leaves. That is not an important lamp there. This one is, though, and the secretary desk is. That's a 1900s reproduction, early 1900s reproduction of whatever. And then this lamp was actually made by my grandfather. This isn't the original lampshade, unfortunately, but I'll turn it on. See, it's got that glowing stuff, and look at those. I actually dropped it. It made it without breaking all these years. And then it just rolled off of something and broke it, and I put it back together the very best I could. That's the sharpest glass you've ever felt in your entire life. Let me turn this off. And then I've got, let's see, this lamp. I absolutely love this. Also from a vintage store. Pretty, right? But really, if you're into artwork, I'll show you the Antonio Proas. So you can see I've got my little space staged. And it's gone through many incarnations. So here's the Salvador Dali by Antonio Proa and another Dali by Antonio Proa. And there's Shadow. Hi, Shadow. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Here's a big boy. Who's that? Oh my goodness. That Buddy. That Buddy. That dog named Buddy. That dog named Buddy. Yes. And that dog named Shadow. And this is my little footprint right here. I had the secretary desk here. And some other, I had a bed across here, but this just works out better. I prefer being on the floor or on my throne. My throne. Oh, honey. Well, you know what, Brian? I mean, you could have Shadow. He needs a good home. He's not as happy here as he used to be. You'll take Shadow. Yeah, Frank. So, it's a lot of historical figures have been whitewashed. Mozart, for example, was black. Look at his pictures, look at his features, look at his hair, and then imagine him black. He was called the Moor. That's black. He was known to be Moorish, which is like saying someone's, you know, a lot of those historical figures were whitewashed. Thank you, Pesamigo. There's the Frank that I know. I was confused if someone else here was, what was his name? I don't remember, but there you are. Hi, honey. Nice. Thank you for that. Hi, Frank. Thanks for coming by. Brian Gilly is back. Do you two know each other? So what was I saying? Oh, yes. Think about it. Think about it. So much of our history is a lie, yes. Mozart, yes. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a Moor. He was a Moor. Which means he was black. He was black. Black, black, black. That's why he had so much soul. Think about it. And his father was a traveling something or other, traveling musician, or he was in an orchestra or something like that. So they were always traveling about and taking, they had their little like harpsichord keyboard or whatever it was. And he was, there was nothing much else to do other than just play music all day. Written by the winners, which were the white British people. So I'm curious now that the British rule of the world is over, if we can like bring back the real history. Paint the black people black again. Whoever was black, like Jesus and Mary and Mozart. I always like my mind. It's really like 1725. They added about 3,000 years. Who? Because in the Jewish oh, my Alexa isn't working. The Jewish year of like 5,077 or something like that. Yes, listen, they reset all the time. When we start to know what's going on and take back control, they just wipe it out and reset everything. Yes, Jesus was actually black too. Listen, you need to go, if you're interested in this topic, go to Ethiopian sources because that's where all the original shit got kept. Titles and claims, yeah. Yeah, Jesus Christ was not Caucasian by a long shot. Ethiopian Bible and the Gnostic Jesus. Yes, Gnosticism. Val, hey honey. Yes, and that is to understand first and foremost that the observer, you, the monad, is the observer of your avatar, your body, your personality, your choices, all of that stuff. The Book of Sophia, I have not actually read or know that much about. I understand that Sophia made a thing and it kind of went wrong, and that's what we've got here. The demiurge or something. Spanish Moors. Okay. That you guys, we're all on the same page. How nice. So Frank K9. I mean, at the end of the day, the color of the skin doesn't matter, right? If it doesn't matter, why do they change it? It matters, apparently, or they would have left Jesus and Santa Claus black. I'm not Santa Claus. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Exactly, Godfather. They're about to reset because we all know too much now. So they got to mud flood it again and just start over. Everything that used to be just got buried in mud, and only the very, very tallest of the cathedrals in the highest places were remaining. All the things that you see that look like, that looks like a big tree trunk. That looks like a big cathedral covered in mud. Well, guess what? It's starting to look like that's exactly what the fuck it is. Thomas and Enoch, yes. How to free yourself from the demiurge, yes. Studying the Gnostic text, okay, yes. Are you studying Samael Aun Weor's work? Samael Aun Weor. He's the one I studied back in the day. Kevin, you can come in here, but don't be creepy. Brian's back. Yeah, so I studied The Alchemist Gold, and that was with his book called The Perfect Matrimony. And the Kabbalistic tarot, when I just did that whole deep dive into tarot in the beginning of the year to understand what's up with Tarot Tube and what's up with tarot and Tarot Tube, I used his authentic works as the basis for understanding. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Frank. We do not know. You just turned 49 in August. Oh my God, you old ass Gina. Book of Thomas. Okay. Was it removed from the canon? Like Enoch? Probably. Oh man. Huh. 12 books were removed. Yeah, Kevin, that's correct. Because back in the day, I had to figure out how to roll around and not get pulled over by the cops. Yeah, we have to keep discovering this stuff, Frank. They hide it and then we figure it out. Why do they keep? Because if we know that they can't control us, then they can't control us. If we know that we don't need anything they have. 68 in November there. It's not November, Godfather. It's the end of May. So 68 makes more sense, probably. King James and Constantine hit a lot. Oh my gosh. So my understanding is Shakespeare is actually also a made-up figure. And whoever Shakespeare was, like Q or something, Shakespeare wrote the King James Bible. Control, absolutely. Absolutely. You only know what they want you to know. How much of what we think is going on out there was just a movie on the media? This is the news today. I don't think so. So I don't believe anything I see unless I see it with my own eyes. And even then, these days, even then, oh no. I'll know it when I know it. And that's the whole thing. When you're the observer, you know more than your avatar knows. Born into sin, real convenient. Yeah, exactly. Val says, little wonder if a soul doesn't mind going back to the demiurge. Is bad that a soul loves physical life. I'm wondering. Well, listen, I've had the overwhelming experience and blessing of going back to what I think is the all oneness, the 0 point. And it is so much better than physical life. But yes, they have us at this waypoint where you do your life review, you give up all your homework that you did here, all this like heavy electrical magnetism garbage that you stuck on your field, and you deliver it and you offload it and you think it's a life review. You're just turning in your work. Non-attachment is when you don't let that stuff attach to you while you're here. And then guess what? They have 0 use for you. You are of no use to them if you don't attach a bunch of garbage to your field to drop off to them when you go for your life review. And if you learn non-attachment, you're also going to learn how just to go straight back to source. Now, what I saw might help you understand that source isn't you dissolving into source. Where I was, if that was source or close to source, we are all still individual light beings. The light being that took me there, I recognized as someone I knew, although I couldn't place who it was. I know now. I was a light being. I saw all the other light beings, but we're all, Venn diagrammed, kind of a little overlapping, but still individuals, but made of light, as if you're flying through a cloud on a bright, sunny day otherwise, right? You're in an airplane and you go through a cloud during the day and it's just like white. Imagine if you could see light beings within that, that's what it looked like. And when the main big electromagnetic whatever, light being tetragrammatron, I don't know, came around, it like electromagnetically drew out the sound of you. Whoa, whatever your sound is, it came out like blah, but beautiful. And everyone was that way, and it would come around, and you'd be able to hear, and all of these people would stand up and sing, and as it passed around, and then they would go back down, and it was amazing what was happening. And if that is the oneness and consciousness, you guys, it's where you want to be. Okay? Not the heaven trap where you get to go to heaven for a while and have a good time with your past family and then make another plan to go back down and collect more of that. What do they call it? What do you think we're doing there? Which one? Where? We're ecstatic. We're just being ecstatic. So let me see. Vibration, frequency, man, what an interesting conversation. Thank you, Frank. So this is basic gnosis, I think. So having similar conversation with my brother. I'm in the right room. Yes, Kevin, born innocent, real convenient. How can you win when you're damned from the start? Okay, here's how you win. Okay, first of all, nature hasn't gone anywhere. Although it's all covered in glyphosate, nature is still there. You are actually part of nature, but you don't realize you're part of nature because you've been just raised in society. If you know you're part of nature, then you understand you're missing from nature and nature misses you and you miss nature. What does that even mean? Put your feet on the ground, hump a tree, go eat some dirt, like go be in the water, go without your phone, climb on a rock, lick a rock, hump a rock, whatever. You're in nature. You're doing nature things. It's very much easier to live in the moment when you're in nature because you have to be aware of predators or prey, right? You need to be aware of your resources. So you come back online. You're grounded. You're living in the moment now. That is who you really are. Now, if you are born and raised in society and you don't have that experience of nature, then that's a very separate thing from you, and you don't feel like you are part of nature because you've never experienced yourself that way. You're part of society. You're not really a natural human, right? You're just totally plugged in all the time, plugged in all the time, plugged in all the time, and they're about to actually plug you in. And once you're actually plugged in, there will be no unplugging for you. If you get a chip or a thing or whatever, you're now what they have in the past called transhumans. I believe they're changing the name because I saw it and heard it. I oracled it. They will be changing that to neo-human. The neo-humans. The neo-humans, okay? If you get the chip or whatever, where it does anything without your permission on its own, you'll be a neo-human and there will be no going back for you. Pleroma. Okay, but now the archons, what is it that they're trying to harvest now? Loosh. That's what it is. So all that garbage that gets collected, it's not stored in your brains. It's stored out here on your field as whatever charge it is, whatever trauma it is, or maybe happiness that it is. And when you zoom in on one of them, what it's called is remember. It's you're remembering. You're making that thing a physical part of your member. You're a member. You are a member of the human race. So you're taking that thing out here and you're remembering it. Because when you thought about it and stored it out here, it became a real physical thing. It's a charge, which is really physical. And you can put it back in your body. You remember it. You relive that charge. You're remembering that thing. Okay? Now, non-attachment means that thing isn't even there to remember. You don't carry it around with you in your bubble like so many do. And then it gets so cloudy, it's like looking through a dirty screen on your door. You don't quite really see that it's dirty. But if you were to clean it or look at it right next to a clean one, you'd be like, oh shit, I didn't realize it was so dirty and I can't really see that great. You clean it off, you're like, wow, the screen is still there, but it's so much easier to see through it and to see it. Some people don't even know they've got it, the fucking chip, or the screen, the chip, the screen, whatever. We're out of touch with nature, Dogwoman says, and heading towards stupidity. Yes, well, we're in it. They harvest on your fears and anxiety, which is called loosh. So society is set up to maximize the human's charge in ways to connect them, so they're constantly outputting anxiety and fear, anxiety and fear, anxiety and fear, so that when they get up there to do their life review, which is when they dump this stuff off into the fucking where in the fuck ever. Okay, why did they do this? Archons. Why, right? Because they cannot create genuine consciousness. So the only thing they can do is take the like waste products of consciousness, which is the loosh, which is all of those stored feelings that you have and reactions and anxieties and fears. They scrape that off and send you back down. You get a little break and they send you back down to get more. So the art of non-attachment taught in Hinduism and Gnosis and Buddhism and even Jesus, non-attachment, don't let those things stick on you. Go to your monad and just observe. When you look at the clouds, do you try to grab one and make it stay? No. When we all look at the clouds, we know better. We just watch them roll by with non-attachment. That's non-attachment. You can still enjoy, oh, look, it's an elephant. And then it goes away. And it doesn't create trauma because you didn't attach to it. You know better. So to practice non-attachment, we practice just watching the clouds roll by. Now do that with life, if you can. There's a term called monk on the mountaintop. And the reason is because it's easy to be a monk when you're on a mountaintop. Come down into society, and that's when you get the resistance that we were talking about earlier, like lifting a weight. If you just bend your arm, it's easy, and you think you're amazing at doing this until you put a weight in your arm. You'll never build muscle doing this. I mean, you might, but if you put a weight in it, you're going to really feel resistance, and you might not like it, and you might give up. That's what it's like being spiritual in society. That's what it's like being non-attached in society. You might give up and start attaching. You might lose your fortitude, your spiritual and emotional fortitude, and start attaching to things. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Val says each human has at least 2 archons feeding off the top of your head. I've seen an archon before, or at least the shadows of one. Interesting. Godfather says that is exactly what's happening in schools nowadays. No matter what, everyone is a winner and everyone gets a trophy. When they hit the real world, they become disappointed. Yeah, you can't fake your way into aptness and aptitude. You actually have to do the heavy lifting. And I think you're seeing so many more like ridiculous accidents and car accidents and people falling off of cliffs and things like that because of this generation living in a world where you just get another life. And we do. They can do exactly that. Get another life, come right back, do it again. It's just faster. It's so much faster now. So Jimmy Carter started DOE. I'm on a live stream. Is it live right here? Yeah. Hold on, everybody. Sorry. Here. Look back. Jimmy Carter started DOE and look at the absolute pathetic results. Now, DOE. What's the DOE? Gotta go. Lawn care. Bye, Frank. What do you think you're doing with the homework we are turning in? Okay. Well, that's a good question. Val, what are they doing with the homework? Comes out later that you didn't make the mark. Thank you so much for all the info. Thank you guys. This is fun for me to talk about. Um, this is stuff that for those of us who are older, we've been searching for our whole lives and had very few people really to talk with about it. Now, when you look out there, you've got kids and teens and 20s and 30s just living in our world thinking that they've come up with some new thing. And it's like, oh my God, thank God. I would say it started with late boomers and then a bunch of Gen Xers and a bunch, maybe more millennials. I don't know about millennials, but the Gen Zers and the alphas, their spiritual starseeds are just coming out with it. I think that the big they knew millennials were going to start bringing in, and they really started messing with them. They believed that Gen Z was going to be the return of the conservative, meaning like, focus on your family, focus on your community, focus on small government, mind your own business, get out of my way, right? So they went full on trying to create screaming mad, very, very extreme leftists out of them. And what happened is it backfired. And instead of just having like a moderate conservative where it's like all about values, American values, home and family and school and maybe even church, they went a little bit more to the point where so many of these kids like very clearly blatantly do not trust the government. They're very, very spiritual. They understand more about the monad, the observer. They understand this isn't real. They feel like this is a simulation. So they're already seeing, they came through with a very clean screen or bubble, and they saw very quickly what was happening. And they cannot be fooled. They can't be fooled anymore. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Hello, person, user. Playing video games, exactly. So Val says the trap they set after death, very few souls make through without going through the demiurge for another incarnation. Exactly. So that's what the monks are training for their whole life. The monks are training to bypass all of that and go straight to source. You have to get like through how many demiurges, and you've got to have the right thing to say to each one of them to keep them back and to pass through the door, or whatever. That is what they're doing. They're preparing themselves to bypass another incarnation. So when you look at nirvana and samsara, okay, samsara is the wheel of life, human suffering, all that stuff. Nirvana is bypassing that. Nirvana is we've been told it's heaven. Heaven is actually where you get trapped. That's where you get stuck. They have us thinking there's heaven, earth, and hell. There's much more than that, actually. And it's not even that there's more than that. You, the observer monad, exist outside of that. They just don't want you to realize it. The happy medium. I haven't seen millennials being happy. That's my problem with it. I just don't see the happy part at all. And I don't know what happened. Millennials to me are the most discontented, malcontent, complaining, offended, nothing's okay, we've got to change everything. Like they're just so unhappy with every single thing they see. And I understand that because in my chart it's written that I see things and I see what needs to be fixed. I want to go in and fix I'm a fixer. So why do they all want to leave the demiurge? Love it here. I've suffered, but I still, well, you still love being on earth, then girlfriend, you have a choice to come right back. It's if you don't want to come back. And I think that when you go, I know that when you go, I know that when you go to the 0 point, we'll call it, you can come back and communicate and do what you got to do, but you know the way back and forth. And in Gnosis, tell me if you know what these things are called. The Watchers, maybe? There are a group like I would be. I would go to Source and then I would help others get out, like I'm doing now. So you can go back and forth. You can come back and help people get through. There's that. There's a like collective of that helps us get out, that helps us understand and learn and pull people like you and me trying to know gnosis. Alrighty. Okay, what about the homework though? What you think they might be doing with this info? Are you trying to see if something happens that we have not seen happen yet? Some type of change or access to something? Why do they all want to leave the demiurge? I love it here. La la. So billions of people are going back and forth. I don't know about billions, but yeah, we're being recycled. If you're stuck in samsara, if you're stuck on the wheel of life, you're going to go in and out and back around and like do until you realize you don't have to do that. You can if you want to. Oh, see, Don didn't know Godfather that we could see it until I was just going to ignore that. So, going straight to source is just having autonomy over your spirit, over your soul, over your incarnation or not. Reading things like Autobiography of a Yogi, Bhagavad Gita, Gnostic texts, things like this. It's or Buddhist texts and teachers. So there's layers and layers and layers and layers. So the thing that just came out the other day about there being Sharia law in this country and has been about being, you could be a little girl who grows up in your Muslim Sharia law system, not ever interacting with anyone who's not Muslim, not ever even knowing anything about the fact that you actually are protected by your American civil liberties because you're in this country. You don't know anything about the fact that you could leave and get help and get protection in theory. So, let's see, because people want to escape because it's scary to think you might go back disabled or something. Well, that is interesting. Yeah, I never really thought about that. I never worried about who I might come back as, what type of person I might come back as, because I've been very, very interested in just getting a real clear understanding of what I'm dealing with here and how not to come back. I don't particularly want to come back without choice. And I know this was my choice. I knew it early on. I know that the work I was doing all along. I now have a very clear understanding of the work I do and who I am to this realm and what my objectives are here. Totally much more clear on it. So PD says it seems that Gen Z are the ones unhappy because they're always trying to unreasonably change things. Millennials are wedged between conservative Gen X and ultra liberal Gen Z. You must be a millennial. What gender? Not matters. I wish I could remember. Okay, so the understanding is that if you go back to heaven, you get another assignment that you are part of the planning of, and you go and you do that assignment. That most people have 3 to 5 places during their lifetime and assignments where they could get off if they want to. That much of what you do is by choice, but there's certain milestones and markers and things that you will do no matter what. That's fate, right? Whatever that means. A liberal Gen X. Val is a liberal Gen Xer. Gunnar Gunnarsson is back. Hello, Gunnar. Ugh. So what? Why belong to any party? Congress is retarded. Correct. I actually tried this out. I put in and explained myself to AI and what's important to me and said, now tell me about the race in my area and the ballot and what you think, like, in order and why. And it helped me understand who the candidates are and why I might like one candidate for one thing, one candidate for another, and this and this and that and the other thing, right? Here's the thing, I'm all over the place. It matters to me that someone has a track record. So let's say you've got someone that I kind of agree with on these core issues and maybe not over here. Let's say I'm 70-30 with someone, but they don't have a track record so far, they're just talk. And over here, it's kind of a different mix of things and it's maybe 50-50 or something like that, but they have a track record of either doing or not doing or whatever. That really matters to me. I need to know, what have you actually done? Because talk is cheap and people get into politics based on bullshit. What have you actually done in the community before you ever ran? Okay, so if I ran, I've got shit I've done for the community, period, full stop. I've already been doing the work. And what does it look like? I don't know. Is it conservative? Is it liberal? Is it progressive? Is it independent? Is it libertarian? I don't know. So heaven would be boring with no earthly desires or temptations. Well, if you have attachment called boredom, that is, okay, so emotions are demons, and the flip side of that demon is intellectualizing your understanding of the energy and flipping it on its head and making it work for you. That's called an angel. More libertarian, not to be confused with liberal. I don't know what I am. I asked it for like how I align, and it's like, yeah, no, that's not a thing, which I'm sure I already knew. But here's the thing, like, for me, things are black and white, except when it comes to, right? If you, like, for example, has anyone here ever taken the Myers-Briggs personality quotient test, right? To see what you are. I'm an INTP-A. So, knowing that, taking that test, first of all, was very hard for me because it's like, would you rather this or would you rather that? I'm like, I can't even answer that. I wouldn't rather either one of those. And explain to me, like, I needed more context. I can't just choose based on that. I need more context. So for me, everything is pretty, there's no yes or no answer. Although in many ways I am black and white when it comes to justice. I got a whizzle manizzles. I'll be right back. Look out. I'll be right back. Oh my god. I'm back. You know what I really want to do? I want to do the Merc dance. Harder Merc. I want to do the Merc. They're the Merc. It's not American. First, I just hear them trashing people who disagree with what's going on right now. Let's see what's happening. MAGA Americans for America First. Trump took men out of women's races and spaces. Trump is only there because Obama was so bad. I mean, that could be true. You know, I mean, it's a lot of Hollywood going on out there. You guys have to just realize that, okay? Greatest American forefather was Hyman Solomon. Sons of Liberty, funded by the Patriot, funded the Patriot Army, funded the papers, Constitution. Cool, cool. Death penalty, abortion, slavery, war. All right. All righty. Cowboy, what's going on? He's back, y'all. Hey, Cowboy. Guess who else is back? So I worked in Hollywood. I worked in Hollywood extensively. I know what a crowd of people looks like when they've been directed. It's not natural. It's just not. They're a bunch of non-trained actors with someone telling them to do this, and they all exactly do that. So, that you like my chair? Thank you. Yeah, where's Rooster Paws? No, Rooster Paws. Actually, one of our friends that we've been wondering if he was dead or alive showed back up in the stream. um. Oh, I'm hungry now. Oh, I should have grabbed some food while I was out there. Oh my god. So thank you, Frank. I'll show you just one more time. This is a like I'm gonna say I'm trying to remember what it was dated at, like 1820s or 30s chair from somewhere over in like the place of like whatever Bavarian or something like that, right? This is Green Man. These are lions. It's old. I have to keep gluing it back together, but I'm a little lady, so I don't weigh very much at all, so it doesn't take much. Doesn't take all that much glue. Oh, yeah. No, politicians cannot divide us, people. But please understand that most of what you see, if you're allowed to see it, it's bullshit. Let's just put it like that. Roman or Greek, I don't know, but it's old AF. You're only in town for a few more hours. Hello. What are you doing in town? Are you buying some provisions? Well, anyway, so Brian Gilly showed back up. Where did he go? He must have stepped away. So this chair was in my grandmother's house my entire life. And then when she passed away, it ended up in pieces in my mother's garage, to which I was ever so unhappy about. And I grabbed it and ran. So I'm taking the chair. And I did. I took the chair. I took the beautiful coffee table that my entire life had a piece of glass on top of it where the corner was broken and it was very sharp, and everybody got their leg sliced on that shit. I don't think I did, but everybody else did. So I put a new piece of glass on it. It's beautiful, heavy, one that's got the scrolling legs, the coffee table. It's right behind me down there. Many of you who've been here for a long time have seen it. I have some things that I have carried with me for many, many years and that have been in my family for a long time. If they're small-ish, lightweight-ish, flat, transportable, I'm getting rid of a lot of things as I go, actually. It's what we were talking about earlier about attachments. You know, I have things that I enjoy But anymore, man alive, attachment is not my thing. I just can't. Although I am, and we all are, right? We know that we are. We might be attached to a feeling of security. We might be attached to having some sort of control and autonomy over our lives, right? Even if that's the attached. Don't I have anything to drink? Yes, I kind of do. Ooh, I can make some tea. Do I have water? I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. Oh, I have everything to make tea right here. Woo-hoo. All right. Let me put some water. Actually, let's do this a little bit of maple syrup first. Val says, Dog Woman, it's sad that a lot of people have a price. I believe Trump's regime have been bought and paid for. So that is everybody. That's not just Trump. So you guys have to understand there's been a long game in place, and everything that's happened has been as influenced by that as possible. And all over the world, you understand that's what's happening right now, is it's being deconstructed on purpose by someone who knows that that's been the thing that's going on all along. What's coming? Let me just tell you what's coming. The reason for everything that's happening right now is because what's coming is USA, Russia, China, India, and eventually I see that Saudi Arabia will take over Iran, and that will be another superpower. Japan's coming online, Venezuela's coming online, and this will be the shift in the power. Britain will no longer have control of everything. The Middle East will no longer have control of all the oil. Da 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 da. They're holding the world and have held the world hostage and made all these kind of war games and plans that all of us have been just victim to, basically. The dumbing down of America, the feminization of American men. This is all, and so many more things have been a plan forever. And if you would like my receipts and resources to learn about this yourself, I'm more than happy to share them, as I have many, many times. Okay, Cowboy, hope you have a great summer, honey. Hope you're doing well. Be careful out there, wherever you are. All right, so I'm going to put some water in this. Hi, Zvasa. I'm going to make some tea. What kind of tea shall I have? What flavor tea shall I have? I've got every flavor known to man. Not really, but pretty close. I can also make matcha tea, and I like to do it Japanese style, but I don't have one of those cool little whisks. You know how you put it in the thing and you whisk it back and forth for a bunch until it froths up? I don't have a whisk. Good luck trying to feminize you. Val says, "You think our country is going to go into dark, poverty-ridden third world country where you see people dying in the streets? They're poisoning the water, food, Trump brought spraying chemicals." I'm not sure which chemicals you're talking about that's new. You can look at anything you want and look for weathermodification.gov to find out what programs they were banned because they were poison in our food and water. If you're talking about like glyphosate and aluminum and the lithium and stuff that they spray and have been spraying for decades, that's not new. You can look at the UN Treaty of 1978, because they'd already been around for decades. And the treaty explains not to use them as weapons against other countries, but we can use it as weapons against our own. Let's see. Should I have some mushroom and energize or revive tea? Maybe that. Do you think it'll taste disgusting? I kind of think it will. I'm going to go with mint. Mint mixes pretty well. I could do mint matcha mushroom. Ew, gross. That sounds gross, but it's probably going to be good. So you want to make sure that you have the correct historical understanding of these programs that are maybe have been made changes to, but they've been around for so very, very long. And that's kind of what's, one of the objectives is to find out like where these things came from and where these programs started. Well, we know where. And it's the city of London. If you guys don't know, I'm not talking about London. I'm talking about the city of London, the families. Can't go wrong with mint, right? Black tea. So I do have this black tea over there. I've got 2 boxes by Carmine. One is Energize and one is Revive. They got Rubios in them, which I guess is good for women. I don't know. So this is matcha tea. And this is mushroom from Laird Superfoods. This is Focus and Memory mushroom. I am not sponsored by these companies. So, whatever. Just so you know. Godfather, we love you, babe. Go be a boy. I'm going to do a little bit of this. Is Nut Pods pistachio milk. I guess other people don't like it. It was very much on sale. This one is the unsweetened version. And next we have the Barista Blend Planet Oat Milk. Yeah. There we go. Hey. I don't have... Oh, wait a minute. I have a little whisk that probably will work for matcha. I'll be right back. All right. Let's use this one. See? All right. Hi, everyone. If you're new here, my name is Geneviève. I was born in the year of the dog. I'm a Leo, so it's kind of like double dog. Double dog dare ya? You know what I mean? I'm a weird girl. The other girls here are primarily weird girls. Do you, Val? Okay. I've only tried these couple of things, and maybe they're creamer. You know where? I don't know where you get yours, but I get mine at the grocery store outlet, and I'm always just a little bit wary of things that I don't know. Weird is fun, yeah. So weird girls and American men in their prime. Those are our viewers. So welcome, everybody. We just talk about all kinds of stuff, but you should know that I subscribe to no political party. I subscribe to correct historical knowledge. And I subscribe to basically Gnosis, Buddhism, Hinduism, like all that stuff that has to do with non-attachment, know thyself, and all that. I am different and stuff. I have websites and other things that you can learn about me, but you gonna have to go find those on your own. So Azorian, hi honey, you're back. Nice to see you. EBC4 is testing the future of money. Get in now. You get it at Costco, okay. Algo, XLM, KRP or XRP for banking system. Okay, yeah. I can barely do time, let alone digital money. Man-made constructs where they make something out of nothing. I just can't even wrap my head around that shit. Pigeonholed, yeah. So Dogwoman says open-minded people usually tend to shy away from being pigeonholed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, people want to like categorize me based on whatever they think they know about me, and inevitably they're wrong. Oh, that is quite delightful. So this is mint tea with pistachio nut pod unsweetened, layered focus and memory mushrooms, maple syrup, turmeric, matcha, and barista blend planet oat. And it's amazing. Ah. Stew, 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 stew. Ba-da-da-da-da, stew, 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 stew. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, stew, 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 stew. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, stew, 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 stew. Have you guys ever heard that song? It's badass. I love it. I like it when people think I'm a trans woman. That's my favorite. And it always has been, honestly. Trinity's kind of mad about that, but I don't care. I could probably have a channel as a trans woman. You clean toilets for smart people. That's cute. I'm saying I could have a channel, but here's what I've seen with the trans women, the trans ladies. There's one lady I like how she does it. She's like, I'm not a woman, I'm a trans lady. I'm like, oh, I like that. What I'm saying is, I could make a channel and say I'm a trans lady, and no one would question that, would they? I'm not trans. And I've never said I was or wasn't. This is the only time you'll hear me say that. I am not trans. I'm a biological woman. However, I could pass as a trans lady, and I know that. You're the hot maid? Okay, shoot. You can be my hot maid. Hey. And not only that, what I learned from watching this trans lady is that trans ladies, they have female issues that they're trying to solve together in their own group. Y'all, if you've got lady problems, you need to talk to women who might be able to help you. Because we maybe have the answer to that problem. Because it might not just be a trans lady problem, it might be a vajayjay problem, possibly, right? So if you got a vajayjay, there's possibly a bio woman that could help you figure it out. Anyway, regardless, I was saying that you wouldn't believe it if I told you if I had a channel and I'm like I'm a trans lady. I'm a trans lady. Hey, hey. A vajayjay problem. Vajayjay. You know what a vajayjay is, don't you? The vag or titty problems or any kind of woman problems. What I learned, I just recently watched this interesting movie, and the trans ladies get together and they go out and try on dresses and they practice walking and talking and all this stuff. But what they really need is some biological women in the mix because we can put a different perspective on things that make it easier for you to feel like a lady. Well, what I don't understand is why is it that most of the trans ladies that I see, they are spilling out? Like they're very, very body conscious instead of a little more classic, I guess. There's some that and I guess it's just like you've got new boobs, you want to show them off. I totally understand. I was there when I was 20 something, right? But if you're not 20 something and you're still like, I got new titties, and then it's like, why did you want to become a woman? Just to have the persona of being like looking like that? They're not all the same, of course not. Natural juices that they can't make. Well, there's things that are like the physics of it. Any woman on here, does it matter when you go whizzle if you lean forward or if you lean back? What happens when you lean forward or when you lean back when you whizzle? I don't think trans ladies know to lean forward or lean back. You know, it's just like having a garden hose with an adjustment on the end of it. If you tip it this way or you tip it this way, you know, it changes where the flow goes. So one of them cleans your booty hole and one of them just comes directly out the front with none of that if you don't need it back there. If you don't need a good little cleaning back there, right? So that's what I mean. And then trying to walk like a woman, well, the woman's physique and physical structure is why she walks the way she walks. It's not an act, it's literally her bone structure. So for a man to try to walk like that, it's going to look like he's trying. You have to understand the physics of it. To be fair, you don't care. Well, and most people don't care. There's an element, there's a very fringe group that very much cares because they want to go in public and they want to have you not look at them and go, is that a dude? That's all it is. They just want to go out in public and feel like that. And so it is what it is. Yeah, it's not really my thing either, but I did recognize the fact that I could be useful to that community. So if you don't like it, fuck off. You know, when you're talking about inclusivity, it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily care about them or care about whatever. And I'm definitely not about bio males in bio female sports. I'm not about dressing in drag to go into female bathrooms or anything like that. But, you know, you can tell some of these guys literally are very feminine naturally and would be picked on their whole lives for being that way and feel better and more comfortable when they just are able to relax into a feminine world. And, you know, that's all it is. Yeah, exactly. So it's just like anybody else, right? It's just like anybody else. It's kind of feels as if they can't be themselves out in the world without being fucked with, without drawing attention. Like, that's really all I want. I just don't want to always draw attention to myself when I go out in public. I don't even just want people looking at me. Yep, dog woman, that's same. Yep, just you be you, let me be me. If you step over the boundaries, then we've got a problemo. Yeah, I don't like anybody being picked on either, but you can't go out and provoke people and expect not to get picked on. So that's kind of the thing. Like, if you want to blend in, but if you want to go provoke people and then demand to be treated with respect, that's not going to work. And those are what I consider very conservative ideals. Is it doesn't matter to me what and who you are as long as you are of solid character, we can be friends. Don't steal from me. Don't say you're going to do something when you're not. You know, just be a solid person. I really will accept you for whatever and whoever you are if that's the case. Yeah, right. Don't poke the bear and expect nothing to happen, right? Don't expect other people to treat you a certain way unless you are of solid character and want to be treated with respect. You go around other people who are of solid character and also desire the privacy and respect. So that's where I sit with it. And I don't know if that's conservative or libertarian or librarian or retarded. I don't know what it is and I don't care. It's just basic humanism, basic planetary humanism, right? Yep, just be a good person. And people may observe you and see you in a moment where they could be like, that's not being a good person, but they are judging you, and that's their problem. If you are trying to just be the best you can every moment, even if the best you can is like you can't try to be the best you can that day, and that's the best you can do, that's the best you can do. Just you know, don't go and fuck with someone's life who didn't need fucking with. Now, if people need help, that's different. But what I've learned is that people that need help often they don't actually want you to help them and they don't accept help. I actually accept help, but I've had just trickles. So I've had to manage the big moves somehow by myself. So the big moves, like always, I just have to figure it out on my own. Respect and trust are earned. Absolutely. I'm not going to disrespect you because you haven't earned my respect, but I'm not going to give you something you have not earned. I will be neutral. I will be cordial. And if you greet me with cordial, I'll continue to be cordial. If you greet me with asshole, I'm a bigger asshole than you. If you greet me with bully, I'm a bigger bully than you. I've got the bigger shadow side. I've got a huge shadow self that I will unleash with no regrets. I do regret it sometimes, but I'm getting over that part. The bus driver that almost got T-boned because she pulled right out in front of traffic, she's still driving the bus. Maybe that was her first infraction. Did they breathalyze her? What's her problem? So these are the things, like, it's not my responsibility to save the world, but I do it anyway. It's just like I can't help it. See this guy back here? That's a huge part of who I am. What does the male lion do? He perimeter guards. He keeps the pride safe. He's not a hunter. He doesn't hang out with the children. He's out with the other male lions, walking the perimeter, keeping that shit safe as fuck. If she was drunk, I'm saying, right? And I just so happened to be out there for the past few times when she's gone by. It's weird. Like, now we're on the same. And it's like, I see stupid people. Like I was saying before, I don't want to see that. I want to focus on a different thing altogether. And if I see stuff like that, I do not want it to become a thing. I don't want to become electrically charged by that at all. I want to be very neutral. And that's the practice of non attachment. So the fact that it made me very angry that now I've got to make the moves to protect children. I was mad at her for putting me in that position, which I know sounds very victim-y, but on a karmic level, because I saw her do that, now I've got to decide what to do ethically speaking. And I can't just do nothing, because if it was my kids and they had a drunk appearing bus driver, I would want someone to call, right? But it made me really mad that I was put in that position to be that kind of what I feel is like the shadow self. Because I don't want to fuck with anybody's life. I'm not trying to ruin her life. I don't even want to know or be involved with her energetically at all. And that's what made me mad. And so I went through I had to go through and figure out what am I going to do about this, because I don't have to save the world and I don't want to feel mad when I see things that no one is handling and I'm like, it's going to have to be me. No, it's not going to have to be me. I don't have to handle it. I can let it be. I can let it go. I can let it do what it's going to do without attaching any emotion to it whatsoever. So that's my new practice, is seeing shit that I would normally, number one, be pissed off by, and number two, have to do something about because no one else is doing it. That's why the lion is the leader. It's because we do shit because no one else is fucking doing it. And we can't just not have it get done. So I've got to step out of that role at least one time a day where I would have to take the reins on something someone else is not handling and not let it attach to me, not attach to it at all. This is my personal practice, and I invite you to join me in that practice. If you see something that, if you're like me, like maybe you're an Aquarius. So when every day, I'm telling you, like I see dumb people everywhere I go. I could list all the ways that I see people being dumb every day. And I cannot be responsible for handling it, even if it affects you and me every day. Right? Backlash results. Yeah, exactly. That can happen. But my practice of strengthening my spiritual muscle, strengthening my ability to be non-attached, is to allow one thing a day to go unattached to by me. It's not going to make me feel any way, and I'm not going to do anything about it. I started doing it here at home. The kids rely on me too much. Where's this? Where's that? No, I don't know. I don't know where it is. I don't know. I'm not fixing that for you. I don't know. The time of me fixing for you is over now. You guys are old enough. I'm not cooking meals anymore unless I want to. And I'm no longer going to help you find things and look around and fix your things. Not doing it anymore. If your internet gets shut off because you don't have the money and you didn't tell me last week that the internet's due in a week, we need XYZ amount of money, and it gets shut off, don't come to me. I don't care anymore. I am not panic mode fixing everything any longer. I don't need internet. I'm no longer existing in that realm. Yep, can't fix stupid. And if you put yourself in a place where people over rely on you and they don't necessarily support you back, for me that's done. I'm done with that. Val says, for me, removing any emotion from things can be hard, but I know when to do it. I see things more clearly. Yes, absolutely. And that goes back to your study of Gnosis and let me find it. Oh, where did it go? I don't know. The monad. The monad. Remembering yourself as the observer. Remembering the monad, remembering yourself, and being that self every day. We're overly identified with our avatars and the life that our avatars are living and the roles our avatars are playing. Your monad, your observer self. I'll remind you, you remind me. When you step back and you exist from your observer self, you no longer sit in judgment. And that's what it comes down to. Judgment stems from fear. So when you feel judgment, just label it fear and then transmute that and say, I'm taking this energy and I'm now calling it trust. I'm now calling it love. I'm now calling it observation and acceptance, and I'm not going to label it anything. How about that? I'm going to take this energy and transmute it into just pure energy, and boom, it's mine. It's no longer fear. Just knowledge. Sure. But knowledge of self, that's what Gnosis is, specifically is the knowledge of the avatar, the knowledge of your monad and the knowledge of the avatar and how it behaves and how it reacts to things. You realize this is mine, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Okay. Your mother was not equipped. Most of our mothers are not equipped. Most of the people we know are not equipped. Most of the people we know have sold out to the system, to society. They are not the kind of human that questions or wonders about themselves. Who am I? Where am I? What am I? What's my avatar? What's my code? How do I react to things? How can I fix this? How can I be happier? I don't know. Like, this is who I am and how I am. I was also the helper at my own expense. Maybe I just wanted to fix me. Right. Look where it got me. Never again. Typically, when you are helping other people, they will never be able to help you back. Not in the way you helped them. They help you back in a different way. Probably you chose that script. You probably chose those people to be your spiritual resistance and your emotional resistance so that you could strengthen yourself in exactly that way. You did some heavy lifting in a specific way. Dog woman, thank you. Mine specifically, you mean? My specific strengths? Oh, do tell. What are they? Yeah, you can't expect anything in return, and then you'll be able to see what you got in return. If you're looking for what you expect to get in return, you're probably not going to get it. But if you look to see what you actually get in return, and because you're just sitting in literal observation with no attachment and judgment. Judgment is attachment to how it's supposed to be or how you want it to be, what you expect. Expectation is attachment, etc. Oh my God, jealousy, yikes. Yep. Here's the problem, all right? You reflect back to them, and it's just too much. They can't stand it and handle it. So they're going to try to convince you that you are like them. Everything they're saying about you is actually how they are. That's just how it goes. You have to literally cloak yourself in invisibility and reflectivity. Make it so that they can only see themselves when they look for you. They only see themselves more clearly. And make it so that when they look for you or want to throw daggers or whatever, you're invisible, they can't see you, or it bounces right back, goes bing. It's a force field. It's your literal force field. I'm not talking like pretend there's a force field. There's a literal energetic force field you can fortify and strengthen and do stuff with. You can make it invisible and you can make it armor. You can make it so only certain vibrations and resonances can pass back and forth. You can tune into certain things. You can become completely invisible. Expectations will always let you down. Expect the unexpected. Just observe so that you can see what's actually there. Frank, I'm glad. I'm glad this is helping you in some way. And this is what I really want you guys to know and you ladies to know, okay? Please understand this. The divine feminine, which you see here represented in our girls that are on, and when I say girls, I mean women. We're not girls, we're women. We are the divine feminine and we live in the divine feminine, and that's why we are weird girls. We're outcast from society, generally speaking. And we can get along for a little while, but ultimately you'll see us more or less by ourselves or connecting with each other loosely. Now, a man needs that divine feminine feeling, influence, lead, conversation. A woman needs the material protection and everything from a man, but a man needs, when he comes into his sanctuary or whatever, he needs this. He needs to fall into a safe space of divine feminine where he sees beauty and sensuality and love and compassion and vulnerability and all of the things that the divine feminine represents. And that really is what this channel is. Our demographic is weird girls like me and Val and the other ladies, and American men in their prime who unfortunately have been psyoped into feeling like masculinity is bad or toxic, which it is not. We need masculinity to be properly directed. We need men to return to the divine feminine so they can return to the divine masculine. And he needs a sandwich too. See? Oh, shit. Expectations, the government and military standards let me down because they are composed of peoples. Yeah, Frank, well, that's what it is. And so I'll have you know that I have still got what was my Patreon up on another platform. Yeah, we need our men back. We need to be the divine feminine that acknowledges his divine masculine. And the divine masculine is what, guys? What is it at your core that you would be doing if you could do anything you wanted? And see, once you are, use this device in my other channel to return yourself to that space and that energy, and then that good woman will appear, or many to choose from will appear. You'll be in a space where you're both in those spaces. Protecting and working on cars, building something, yes. Farting and drinking beer, that counts. That is a viable desire. I mean, women want that too. I want to fart and drink beer. I love it. Really, my favorite thing isn't farting, it's burping. I do like farting, but I don't want to go through the disturbance that I have to go through in my internal organs in order to fart. But I love burping really loud out my car window at people. I love it. Why waste a good one? Share it with the world. I stood by my woman to the end. No vows, no promises, just stood there because she was a good woman. Now, why no vows or promises? Don't fart or drink beer, wine. I can't drink anything. Beer, farts, and darts. Okay, shoot. Let's do it. Beer, farts, and darts. That sounds like a new live stream I need to do sometime. Get a dartboard and some beer and whatever makes me farty. I don't really know. I haven't been farty in so long. I can't even remember what to eat to make myself farty. Ah, it is fun. It's fun to fart, but I'm just not gassy anymore. I'm not a gassy, inflamed lady. Oh boy. Oh, bitches and hoes, bitches and hoes, bitches and hoes, bitches and hoes. Oh, 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 bitches and hoes, bitches and hoes. All right, guys, what are you doing for the rest of your day? I don't even know what day it is. Is it Thursday? Yeah. I like to express myself. Supreme Court justice cannot define a woman, so I wonder what is a man, right? A man is a woman without a woo. You know, the fact that they can't define a woman, the word itself tells you what it is. If you ask me, a womb an. You're an an with a womb. Hello. If you have a womb, you're a womb man. If you don't, you're just a man. Do you know that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys really understand, you know, human development and physiology, biology, and all that stuff, aren't men just underdeveloped women? I think that's how it goes. If you kept a man developing, he would turn into a woman. If you can produce eggs, you're a woman. Well, what if a woman has a womb but can't produce eggs? Can a man be connected to the feminine? So, yeah, I mean, men and women both have divine masculine and feminine within them. But we want to connect and be who we are. So if your natural state does not feel natural where you are because maybe you're a man who can't be fully, you're not fully manning in your way. Yeah, so I'd say that if you have a womb, you're a womb man. And if you don't have a woo, you're just a man. But I do think that if you keep developing a man, he turns into a woman? Or is it if you keep developing the woman, she turns into a man? I don't remember. I don't know. Men can get pregnant, right? Yeah. There's got to be a term that doesn't change male or female or man or woman that defines the trans situation. So, like, hold on. Val says, do you, Demi, makes mistakes putting the wrong soul in the wrong body? That's why we have trans people. I wonder. Look, I don't know. But what I can tell you is that um, I have a child that in utero had 2 ultrasounds that said girl. 2. Yeah, you're going to be able to have understandings of, you got to have a balance of the masculine, feminine, and divine, feminine, and masculine, right? It's your divinity. It's who you are. It's how you were meant to be as just your observer. There's got to be both because this third dimension is the third dimension because there's dichotomies, but there's also the balance in the middle. So you've got to go to the 0 point, be all things, and then observe your avatar from your all knowing, all seeing monad as the observer. Look at your male or female avatar and understand how the divinity of your expression of masculine or feminine is divine. The fact that you can express as a male or express as a female here is the divinity. Now, be divine. Be that divine female. Be that divine male. Can a woman man up? I mean, women manned up by becoming women. Well, we're taking it for the team, you know what I mean? I can't imagine any man in his right mind wanting to actually become a woman and have female experiences for real, real. When you're a trans lady, you don't have periods, you don't have childbirth, you don't have you don't have a lot of that stuff. I guess you could chemically have menopause, but the true real experience of a woman is definitely not something you can, that I think any man would choose. Magnificent Seven shills and shilling. No, what is it? Tell me. Women have to be men when the men leave. And men, do they have to be women when the women leave? They just go get fast food. They just eat out. When the men leave, women have to be the man, the breadwinner. Women is the balance of a man. So look at yin and yang. Look at the yin and yang symbol. That's the one with the black and white going around swirling, but the black has a white dot and the white has a black dot. It's because, first of all, that could be the sun and the moon going around, right? But day and night. But that's also can very easily define exactly what we're talking about. The divine feminine is within the masculine and so forth. The yin and yang, yeah. Pizza. Pizza, yes, pizza's so good. and burger. I need to eat. I haven't eaten. And if you're physically well enough and healthy enough, you might want to look into fasting. Especially during seasons of like allergy season, cold season, flu season. Fasting is what we're supposed to do. We're shedding off a bunch of old stuff and processing it. It makes us sick. Okay, I'm not going by germ theory. This isn't germ theory that I'm talking about. This is something bigger and deeper and actually true. So it depends. Human beings have been psyoped into eating 3 meals a day. It makes us very sick and shortens our lives. Most human beings throughout history did not eat every day, maybe every third day or so. And so it depends on how you live. If you don't eat after 7 p.m. and you get up the next day at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and then you don't eat until noon or so, you're entering into a period of fasting where you're consuming no calories because you're sleeping and then you're not eating. So say black coffee, that's no calories. Getting the caffeine out is a good idea too, but if you're looking for the health benefits of autophagy, which is where your body starts consuming all the mutated and unhealthy cells first to feed itself. That's what we're meant to do to stay healthy. So during times, that's why they say starve a fever, feed a cold, starve a fever. Obviously, every 2 or 3 days, right? Feel really good after a fast, yes. And it can make you feel all kinds of different ways, especially if you're very parasitic. You have to give your body enough time to clear out everything, but you want to do it safely for yourself. So there's all different types of fasting and yeah, distilled water is like a vacuum cleaner for your system. It's very sticky to things in your body. And so that's a good way, but you don't want to drink it for hydration. Hydration has to be done with electrolytes and other things, saline, basically. When you fast, how do you do it? I just stop eating. I might have water, right? Tea, something, no calories. Even if I have a coffee, I'm not going to put any like almond or I mean, like barista milk in it, the oat milk or anything. You can stay hydrated. You can do it. You want to do it for 18 to 24 hours is like the minimum fast. And if you can break through that 18 to 24-hour window, you'll kind of come into almost like a psychedelic experience. You'll become super highly attuned in a good way. You will not want you'll reject things you wanted before and want things you didn't want before. You'll start just retuning. Yep. It's almost a psychedelic experience, is it not? When you're fasting, it's like you're definitely on a different level, without a doubt, without a doubt. And that's more of our natural state. Very, very highly attuned and just a completely different animal, honestly. Hunger pangs actually do go away, yes. And they might come back, but guess what? They go away again and again and again and again and again. You just wait it out a minute. Frank, only do it if you're healthy. Okay? If you've got any kind of weird health issues or symptoms, just make sure your doctor says it's okay for you to fast. Hydrate, ground yourself, breathe. That's going to be your food. The energy that you get from the earth and the sun and your breath from a nice deep breath practice. Smarter, faster, more heightened sense, 100%. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You become a very, very different person and you will see society and people differently. A juice fast, yes, can be rather nutritious for your body. Absolutely. Going on like a really cleansing liquid diet. Juice fasts are interesting though because you're getting potentially a lot of fructose, which I'm not opposed to, from fruit. Depending on how you juice it, if you're removing the fiber from the juice, some people do get constipated. So you might want to do like a smoothie so they're still getting the fiber. Or if you run it through just a straight juicer, maybe even add a little fiber. But the raw fructose from fruit juices that are raw kill carb cravings. So if you're on a carb craving roller coaster, glucose roller coaster from sugars and things like that, and you take raw fruit juice, a piece of fruit or raw fruit juice, every time you get a carb craving in a day or two, it'll be completely gone. You won't even want those things anymore. I did write a book. It's called The Secret Diet Club. It's on Amazon for Kindle. Go to my website, GenevieveNightingale.com. It's all there, honey. I wrote the first gluten-free guidebook in the world in 2000. Well, I published it in 2004 for the first time. The Southern California Secret Diet Club. You read it already? Or you will read it. And now it's in its 21st anniversary edition. The Secret Diet Club on Amazon for Kindle. You won't crave processed sugars. Exactly. Exactly. Every single time you did read it. Oh, that's great. The new one or the old one? Thank you. Go to my website, GenevieveNightingale.com. You'll also see I've got some free things. A couple of the video courses from Snotty Bodies and stuff like that. This lion was not there yesterday because I was sitting facing the other direction, and so you were seeing the other wall. I did rearrange my room, actually. Yeah, so, and I have some other books, but somehow I ended up with two different Amazon Kindle accounts. I don't know. So, my name that I went by when I first wrote the book is Jennifer Jones, and hold on. My battery is dying. Is Jennifer Jones, and the new book is under Geneviève Nightingale, and my newer writings are Geneviève Nightingale. But then I still do, if I'm doing any kind of real journalist work or investigative work, I still use Jennifer Jones. Because that's how I was. That's my name. That's my writer name. So you'll see that the Southern California Secret Diet Club, Jennifer Jones. That's me. The Secret Diet Club, Geneviève Nightingale, still me. Oh, thank you so much. So my great grandmother's married name, so my great grandfather's name was Soloveitchik, which is the nightingale. The Soloveitchiks. Correct, yes. As a matter of fact, one of the worker guys here recently stole my camera. So I no longer have a professional digital camera at the moment. And it's not something that I would really claim on my insurance because I don't want my insurance to go up, and it's not like over $1,000 or anything. So, yep, it was an older digital camera, like a Nikon, I think a D70. Yeah, yep, they stole my camera because you know why? Because I'm not careful. It was my fault. The guy that was working in my apartment, I wasn't supervising him. And it was like his last week working here. My guess is everywhere he worked, he just looked for stuff to steal and then he was gone. So, and I'm just not attaching to it. I'm just not going to be emotional about it. I can't, right? That's that non attachment. I just can't. I'm not doing it. I agree with you guys completely, and I just can't attach to that. I know it, right, Frank? I know it. Yep. The thing that can't be replaced is the card inside of it that had stuff on it, but I think we've downloaded all of that. I took a pic with your stock market manager. What are you saying? Are you talking about Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort? I photographed his book signing. I was a professional photographer and I lived in Los Angeles for many years. One of my assignments was photographing Jordan Belfort's book signing. I like that, Azorian. I'm going to do that. Oh my goodness, I need to eat. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to eat? I need to eat. Did you like LA? I mean, I did when I was there. I liked it, and then I had children and I didn't like it for my children, so we left. I now would not live in a big city, although I do live in a busy city. I don't live in a really big city. I prefer the mountains. And once my children, actually, I'm free to go now. I've gotten to the part of the year where all my responsibilities are basically handled. I don't need to be here, and I can go. And so I retooled the trailer. So if I want to take my tiny house out, I don't have anything really big that pops up. Everything just can lay down, be tarped, and go. And then I can, once I pull it out of here, I can build a tiny house on this trailer. Yeah. LA is no place to raise children. All right, listen, you guys. I want you to, if you're interested in know more about what I do, go to GenevieveNightingale.com, go to PsychicBestie.com. You'll learn all about me, like a lot about me, not all about me. There's a lot more that I've done that is up there. Um, but go check that stuff out. I'm getting more back in the swing of doing coffee with you guys, and I can't wait to get back out on the road. So I'm a summer baby. We just don't even get spring here. I'm literally planning to not be here again the next year. I don't want to re-sign this lease. I want to be gone. I need to be in nature more. So make sure you've subscribed and you clicked all notifications. Oh, you know what? Let's do this, you guys. I appreciate you all hanging out and being here. Let's give away some memberships and hopefully you guys get memberships. Now, what you need to know is that I have nothing to do with the membership giveaway. I can't choose who it gives it to or who it doesn't. It's random. So I'm going to send 5 memberships now, and I do hope that someone here that we love gets a membership, and we'll see who it is. Here we go. All right. Oh, Val, Azorian, Jam Track, and Luca, somebody. Look at that. Congratulations, you two that are actually here. Look at that. That is awesome. Yay. You guys have memberships. So now what you can do is I can give away 5 more this month. Don't let me forget. There are so many videos that have been turned into member only videos at your level that you were just gifted. So please enjoy that. Go back and binge watch. Just so much has happened. So if you're not, I mean, there's been just a lot of drama in the past couple of years, quite honestly, and you can see where I've come from, and the family and everything. I really did not know I was like at the very end of my peri going into Menno, and that had a lot to do with a lot of things. I also became more clear on the drug interactions. Like, you guys, even just a couple, like last week, I finally went to the doctor and I was like, I do best on tramadol and baclofen. It had been years, many years since I took baclofen. I took it for like 3 days. I turned into a holy terror. And I'm like, don't tell me. Baclofen, Valium, all these things, they make me crazy. I can't take them. So you'll see me going through a lot of this stuff where I have gone full on crazy. Also, I was diagnosed 11 years now, 12 years now, surprise diagnosis on the autistic spectrum. So a lot of these opposite drug interactions are very normal for folks on the autistic spectrum like me. I've had to learn a lot of this stuff, and looking back, I realized that the hell in my 40s and in my life could have very easily have been from the fact that I was taking tramadol and baclofen. It was the only thing that helped me, and I couldn't take the hard opioid drug. I just can't take anything. So I've got some gummies now that I've been taking, and some like CBD, CBN, THC, like topical cream stuff, and I'm just trying to manage, right? I've been in so much pain my whole life that I don't really feel the effects of aging, if aging means you're stiff and in pain, because I've been like this for so many decades. Um, so I just have a completely different experience of the world. So you'll see a lot of really crazy shit. I encourage you to particularly watch the trips to Shasta, the trips to Vegas, the camping, the car camping, all that stuff, and enjoy that, you 5. Not so crazy. It felt crazy when I was in it. Like embarrassingly crazy. So now that I'm sort of feel like I am calm and I understand a lot more about what to take and not to take, I feel much more myself and non-hormonal. I like being non-hormonal. I like not having any kind of weird drug interactions, and I feel much better. The retrieval. Well, for me, this has been very much a coming out of all those influences and arriving at who I actually am. I feel like in the past couple of years, I've been more influenced by outside sources in negative, bad ways at my own hand than really ever before. And you guys got to see pretty much all of it. So maybe I'll come on later. Maybe I'll come on tomorrow. That all needed to happen, yeah, totally. It was that friction. It was that resistance training. And I'm so clear on who I am now and it's really, I just went back to who I was before as much as I could, as much as I'm able. Like, I was a dancer and gymnast. I can't really do that anymore. Maybe I'll find some way to be a dancer where I can dance and move, but I was overly flexible, hypermobile. Again, very common in autistic people. So my back ended up broken. I can't take pain meds without freaking the fuck out. So I just exist and live in pain. It is what it is, and that is what it is. So that's a little bit of my story, but like I said, I got two websites, GenevieveNightingale.com and PsychicBestie.com, where you can learn about how I was trained at a very young age in remote viewing, body scanning, and distance healing, and all of that stuff, and how I test now for my own accuracy and what kind of work I do with people off of the channel as far as like readings. I think the one that comes easiest to me is body scanning, seeing the environment, scanning the environment. So whatever. Um, and then for those of you who might be interested in what was my Patreon channel content, sort of, you can go dabble at the other one. It's Nature Queen. I'm trying to figure out what to do with that and where to put it. I keep thinking that maybe it's no longer necessary, but then I come here and we live chat and I remember it is necessary. Our American men need that. They need something that's different. They need something more authentic. They need something more traditional. They need something that's more going to capture their divine masculine and reignite that divine masculine again. So, Nature Queen, if you know what I'm talking about and where to look. You know, if you're someone that knows me or you're my family and you're nosy and you go there and look at it, whatever, bad on you. You know, it's not like I'm doing anything weird or pornographic or with animals or kinky or anything. It's pure nature, natural human expression. And for those of you who are interested in that, that's where that is. Um, because Fansly Demon took off my thing, right? Because of that crazy girl stalker. And I'll tell you guys about that another time. I just talked about it yesterday, so I don't need to again right now. And everybody, I guess that's it. So wave goodbye to me in the chat, blow kisses, as I'm doing to you. And I will see you next time. If anybody has any parting words, speak now. Thank you, Frank. You too, honey. Thank you, thank you. I love you guys. Off we go. Everybody go away now. Go, 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 go. Congratulations to our membership winners. Come back again. We'll give away 5 more